Today I'm going to show you a little bit about, well, I'm going to cook in front of you. Filipino food, one of my favorite dishes. We call it Ginisa. Ginisa basically means sauteed, or what do you call that? Stir-fried. But basically what I am going to do is just stir-fry the spices like garlic, onions. That's it, and then I'll put in some ground pork. So for this dish, pork is better, but of course you can go with chicken. I don't think ground beef will taste great with this. And we'll also have, and then of course we'll throw in some vegetables. I was supposed to buy some what we call pechay in Tagalog or in Filipino, but I think it's out of season, maybe. But supposedly they call it chingensai, something like that in Japanese. But anyway, I've checked out two what do you call that, vegetable stores, the grocery, and there's this van that comes and sells vegetables. And anyway, I settled for this. At a quick glance, I thought it was pechay. It's bok choy also, or pekchai or pakchai, whatever, to some English-speaking people, and maybe I think it's Malay or Chinese. But anyway, it's like it looks like this, except it's larger. But this one's very different, so it's gonna be a different tasting ginisa for me. I think this is a kind of mustard or something, or a kind of spinach. So it'll do. Green leafy vegetables, they're important. Go grow and glow. So I'll start off with what will I do? Oh, so I bought this. This is a wok pan, so it's like a small wok. It also works as a pan, perfect for this kind of dish. And as you can see, so this is my stove right here. As you can see, it's typical practice here to put something around the stove. This thing is made specifically for this, to so that the things that are jumping out of whatever you're cooking don't go to all places. Then you can just easily replace. This is just 100 yen, so about $1. From the 100 yen store, of course. So first thing I'm going to do is, well, I should clean this up first. Please give it a rinse. The temperature, by the way, right now is about 11 degrees, so indoors. Oh. So, by the way, I'm using gas for my water, to heat up the water, of course. So I have to turn on the ventilation. You can't see it, but anyway, I have to turn on the ventilation, so that makes it a little cooler inside, but probably 6 degrees outside. So alright, I don't usually soak this up, but for purposes of this vlog, I'll soak it up a little bit, just so, because I haven't used this in like 30 days, so I guess that's one motivation to soak it up a bit. And oh, this is boring stuff for you. I hope I don't run out of batteries. But it's basically non-stick pan, so even when it gets dirty, it's easy to clean. The problem of ours is we don't want to get our shirt wet. Okay, that's too much. No need really to clean the bottom, because anyway, it's gas stove, so the heat will take care of the remaining water or whatever on that. And next is, I want to show you this cool thing I bought at IKEA. I bought this at IKEA in Singapore, but I'm sure they have this thing here, so I'll assemble it up first. Maybe some of you are familiar with this gadget. Makes life really easy for me. The part I don't like about cooking, or anyway preparing my own food, is chopping up the vegetables. And this makes it a whole lot of easier for me. A whole lot easier for me. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so we got that part in. And then this part. And then you have a cover, but maybe no need for this. I'll just use my chopping board still. I used this yesterday, but let's give it a little rinse. Should be fine. I mean, I would have been dead by now. There's something wrong with not soaping it up before using it. So of course I clean it up before. And then so there's a bunch of garlic I bought. So of course it's a little bit cheaper if you buy wholesale. And their garlic here, compared to the ones in the Philippines, they're larger usually. So I mean, my shoes size is 13 US, and so maybe you can imagine how big my hand is, and that's how big the garlic is. So actually when my mother told me use 2 cloves of garlic, I just used 1 because this is a lot already. So of course first thing we need to do is take off the excess skin that we do not need. Oh yeah, forgot. We have to make sure we don't get wet. Okay, take off the excess skin. Now, running water is not necessary, but it's also to keep me warm. So we're peeling the skin. And then of course it becomes easier to peel. If you use a knife, cut off the end. So this is what I do. So this is like this is a clove. I'm not sure. So anyway, I just chop off one end of each. Alright, I'm not a cook. I'm not a good cook at all, but I just like eating food that I like to eat. You know, you just run out of choices if you always go to the convenience stores for food. So, and also I miss Filipino food. I've said that before. If there's one thing I miss a lot, it's Filipino food. I tried eating at a Filipino restaurant here. It cost me $25. Just for myself. I mean, it's always like that when you eat Filipino food outside of the Philippines. It's usually expensive, except in Singapore. Well, of course, it's still more expensive than in the Philippines, but still, it's a little bit affordable in Singapore. I mean, not so bad, comparable with local stuff. So, okay, take off the rest. Peel off the rest of the skin. Alright, this is not so entertaining for you, but as I said, I hate this part. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong, that's why I'm a little bit slow when I do this. But anyway, things you have to learn, things you have to do. Did you do it? Yeah. I really wish there was pre-peeled, pre-chopped garlic already. I mean, there's dried garlic. I have a bottle here actually. I have a bottle here of dried garlic, or what do you call this? Garlic flakes or whatever, but it's just not the same. So we have to do this. What else can I tell you? Oh, well, you know, one thing I usually forget to do is to take out the meat I'm going to cook. So it's not yet exactly thawed, but I have something. I mean, there's a workaround to address that. Alright, one reason why maybe I use running water is sort of makes it easy peeling the skin, but of course this is a waste of a lot of water. Although here, there's just another Japan fact for you. Or maybe this is just Tokyo, or this is just Atsugi where I live. But there's a fixed payment for water. I think the idea behind that is, you know, Japanese usually take a bath, as in use the bathtub every single night. Or normally they do that, or it's a normal thing anyway. So I mean, they use a lot of water. So anyway, for about $25 US. That's the monthly fee for water. So actually you can use as much as you want. Of course it's bad for the environment, but what could you do? That's how it is in Japan. They take a bath every night. I asked one Japanese colleague, and he said he only takes a bath during winter. He only takes showers during summer, so at least maybe he saves on water a little bit. And maybe one other thing for you people not familiar with Japanese culture is whenever they take a bath, they take a shower first, so that when they dip into the bathtub, they're clean already. And then that way, the whole family can use the same bathtub, because supposedly they're clean already. So actually, I think that's also what happens in some public baths. Idea is you're clean already, you've taken a shower already before dipping into the bathtub. But still, that means, you know, I mean, somebody has used the bathtub before you, so if there's anything that came out from him or her, maybe him in my case, so usually, anyway. Then basically you're sharing something with someone else that you don't really know. Alright, here's all my garlic. Take a good look at it. Alright, and then on the count of what? 3. Oh. Maybe not Oh, something's wrong. Ooh, lost some garlic there. This is how easy it is to make. This. See that? That is just so cool. I think I could have left the skin on in there and then just taken them out after the fact, after doing all this thing. So that's the garlic. Let's go get the onion. So onions here are normally the white kind. Maybe you could also get the red kind, or I don't know what it's called really. This is not the typical size of onion, so this is a little bit smaller than usual, maybe because it's winter, I'm not sure. Well, for onion you need running water, so to prevent teary-eyedness or whatever. Okay, just need to cut off the end. Then it's easy to peel. It's easy to peel off the skin. Just take out maybe everything. First layer as well. And then, so this is the first time I'm going to use this chopper for this. Oh, by the way, there's a switch. So if you want it really fine like that one I made, so make it like this. If you want it like larger sized chops or bits or whatever, you switch it to that. Okay, this is the first time I'm going to use it on onions. On an onion. Hope it works. First I need to get it inside. Okay. Okay, this is more difficult than I thought. Oh, okay, now the onion is stuck. Well, I should have chopped it first into half. Cut it first into half. Now the difficult part of taking it out and not getting myself injured. Not splattering the onion. Oh, there you go. All over the place. Okay, it's not so easy after all. Maybe I should have just used a knife for the onion. I'm so lazy, yeah. Okay, that's it. Now it really would have been faster if I just used a knife. But anyway, I was just experimenting as well. So what's wrong with that? Right. Might be easier this way. Okay, at least we were able to recover some of it. Okay, maybe it will work. Yep. working. It's like a mini food processor. There she goes. I don't really need the onion this thick. What the heck? It's there. Uh-oh, now how to segregate the garlic from the onions. Because preferably the garlic goes in first. This is very difficult, you know. I would really prefer just eating, not having to cook. I have no choice. Okay, that's good enough. You can also see the very small kitchen space I have here. I don't really have a chopping area, so I'm just using the edge of this sink. Or maybe I'm supposed to do it inside my room, which is the same as my bedroom. No. Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't really need the onions to be this finely chopped, or sliced, but it's good enough. I won't complain. That way as well, you could have the well, onions. Okay. Wash this gadget up later. First thing we need to do is put a little bit of oil. So usually I just put a little bit of oil. That should be fine. About a palm, size of a palm. A pond the size of a palm. Something like that. In there, and then fire it up. Turn on the gas line, light up the stove so it's automatic. So again, it's a gas stove. So let the oil heat up first. While we're doing that, we need to chop the vegetables. I guess we have to do that later. We don't have chopping space. Uh-oh. Have to wash. See the kitchen. This is my bathroom. So that's the bathtub right there. And what I do, I don't have any space. Alright, starting to heat up. Oil's starting to heat up, and I'm not on time. I should have washed these before I started. Garlic first. I forgot tomatoes. I have to put tomatoes. Can't do without tomatoes. So anyway, we have to brown the garlic first. Brown it a bit. I should be steering, but I don't have the luxury. I'll just get tomatoes. Tomatoes here are way expensive. Tomatoes like maybe half the size of my fist. 4 of them, or basically one tomato costs like 50 yen. So 4 tomatoes cost like $2. That's way too expensive for me. I mean, coming from the Philippines. As for these tomatoes, they're not really for this dish. So these are cherry tomatoes. But I like these because they're easier. No chopping needed, except for maybe taking out the leaf part. Which do I need? Do I need to do that? Okay, of course I have to wash them as well. I'll use, these are by the way a little bit larger than the usual cherry tomatoes. Or anyway, there's small size cherry tomatoes. These are the larger ones. The amount of tomatoes, just I don't really know, but I go by gut feel, so I just use, say, 8 pieces of these. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, the fire's too low. Speed it up a bit. Oh. And then anyway, place these on. I think I still need to cut these in half anyway. Smelling good. I love garlic, I love onions, I love tomatoes. If I'm not mistaken, that's, some people call that the trifecta of Italian cooking. Anyway, I love them too. Said the size of oil, a pound of oil, the size of your palm might be too much as well. Of course, you can reduce that. No need for so much oil, because actually the oil from the pork, so usually you get ground pork that has a little bit of fat in it. I could have just started this cooking show with, now this is difficult, I don't have anywhere to put this on. So we should get something to put the tomatoes on temporarily. So normally I wouldn't use oil actually. Because usually the meat comes with some fat, so that's supposed to take care of it. So one time I went to my Indian neighbor's apartment, and I noticed, so he was cooking then, and the smell was like, that's familiar. So I was thinking, maybe Indian food is like, they're South Indian, by the way. Maybe there's some similarity between Filipino food and Indian food. But basically, I saw a lot of, they were sauteing a lot of onions. Man, onions are really yummy. Okay, that should be fine. Uh-oh. Yikes. Now what? I use cherry tomatoes, but I normally shouldn't, but it's easier for me because you just cut them in half and that's it. From there. Maybe you could also do with normal tomatoes, cut them in half. What the heck? Ooh! Now we want this to go smelling good. I put oil. I thought I might have put vinegar instead of oil. So ideally the tomato gets cooked. But there's this technique I use, and that is make a little space in the middle. Then I put in the meat practically straight from the freezer. Oop. Yeah, it's about $1 or $10 for 10 kilos, so that's about 450 pesos per kilo. What do you expect? So this is practically straight from the freezer, and it goes straight. Let's just give it a little bit of a wash. Just a little bit of a wash, but supposedly it's clean already, so no problem. And then the secret is this. Put water just enough to cover everything, or half of it actually, just half the block of ground pork, and then leave it to boil, no cover on, so that basically when the water all evaporates, then it's time. Well, that's when it's cooked, and well, that's when you put the vegetables in. So until then, I'm gonna wash some of the dishes first or whatever, and then I'll come back with you with the wait, what will I do? Soap. I'll come back to you with the nearly finished product. want to show you what it looks like right now. Alright. Come back to you in a while. A little bit of a change in angle. I forgot to show you how. And I forgot that I have to chop these vegetables up first. And I'd like to show you as well. So for that, I use fish sauce, or patis as we call it in the Philippines. Basically, it's salty like soy sauce. So if you don't have patis, well, when I used to not have patis yet, I use soy sauce, so you could do the same. About so for that, I think, how much was that? Maybe 300 grams of meat. Well, better with less. So anyway, I just use one. What do you call this? I don't even know what this is called. This thing? What is it called? Forgot. So I just use one. I feel like adding some more. Alright, just 1.5. That should do it. You could do the same with soy sauce. But maybe you should use less soy sauce and then more salt. Use less soy sauce and then add salt so that it doesn't become dark. It doesn't look right if it's dark. So now just going to turn it over so that the part that's not yet, hasn't touched the hot water, will also get a little bit thawed inside that boiling water. And then you can scrape off the part that's already thawed, supposedly. I think I bought too much meat. 200 grams might have been enough. Anyway, this should last me 3 meals. Okay. Now we're back to chopping. Ah, fudge. I hit myself with the tip of the knife. Far from the heart. I still live. Alright. Ideally, you use a lot more vegetables for this dish. I love meat much more. I just like vegetables also. I mean, I need vegetables, of course. We all do. I think this is enough vegetables. Can you see that? Yeah. Alright. Pretty neat. They have it tied, and I'll just pull this string right here, and supposedly it's, yeah, there they go. First thing we're going to do, of course, is wash these veggies up. They sure look like bok choy to me, a small kind of bok choy. Now what? There's too much. Put them on some of them before time. Oh, the first thing we should do is still have these roots on. We have to take those those off. Where's the knife? There it is. Let's cut off the roots first. While we're at it, let's cut off some of the stem. Because those do not taste like anything. I'm not so sure if they have any nutrients. I can need another container for the sliced. We have to wash each and every one of these leaves just to make sure they're all clean, no caterpillars. I don't know if this is the right way to do it. This is what I know, so apologies to you, to the professionals, professional cooks and chefs. This time maybe the meat is already cooked, but this is pork, so you want to be sure it's cooked. And you would like the meat to be like not bundled up together like meatballs. Because I mean, you don't want. That's not what we're trying to make. We're not trying to make meatballs. So my voice gone down. Alright, that should be fine for now. And next batch of vegetables. Difficulty in working with small kitchen space. Not for novices. So the good thing about what I'm doing here with the meat is it gives me time to do other things like chop vegetables particularly. Then if I don't have vegetables in the dish, I have time to wash the dishes a bit. And then for this dish, you want the veggies about an inch wide. So you cut them about an inch wide. And I'm cheating here. I don't have any space to put the cut veggies on, so I'll go ahead and put them inside there. I'll just leave them on top so that they have a little time to steam first. Oh, there's an ingredient I forgot. Forgot to put one of my favorite ingredients as well. And that is this black pepper. Apparently it's kosho, Orabiki, Arabiki, Achibiki, I don't know. This can go in later, actually. I thought it would be better. I put a lot of black pepper in my. I just like black pepper. Of course, you can season the taste depending on who's eating. What they want. Okay. should be almost done by now, but ideally the vegetable is not fully cooked. Okay, and ideally there's much more vegetables than meat. I put too much meat. But again, this is my meal for 3 days. For 3 meals. Starting tonight. Technically a little bit of soup, a little bit of water left there is fine. Oh, we should give it a taste, shouldn't we? Usually I just go by gut feel. I think I put enough. Good enough. I think too much, too salty. So I guess I'll leave it to be like this with a little bit of soup still in there, so that it's not so salty. And voila! Take a look at the finished product, more or less. I am very hungry already. It's 8:15. Took me about 45 minutes. No, maybe 50 minutes to prepare this. Alright, that's it for another edition of the Japan blog. Hey, can you see? Oh no, maybe not. Alright, hope you enjoy this. Until next time. Why am I looking to the right?